Welcome to No Brainer MMA.
What's
What's
good?
up,
What's good?
Dan?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Dan coming off a fresh, perfect card, 10 out of 10.
Arguably 9 out of 10 because I did flip
Mm-hmm.
on a fight that day. I chose coconut bombs.
Right.
He did not get the W. He was 30 seconds away from getting the W.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, if you go back to our podcast, that was 10 out of 10. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah. If
take
you watch
that.
it on YouTube, 10 out of 10. So we're going with 10 out of 10, of course.
Pay-per-views so far in 2021, I am 18 of 20.
Yeah.
Um, I'm on a hot streak right now.
Yeah. Like my friend said, Joe Lappy, inject Dan's picks into my veins. And that's exactly what I'll be doing. I'm going to copy Dan on this entire card, I think.
No. This is good. This fight's I'm iffy on a bunch of them. So
No, I'm just kidding. You want to get right into it?
yeah, let's get right into it.
Rafael Alves versus Pat Sabati. Is that the first one on yours?
Yeah, it is the first one on mine.
All right. So both guys are making their UFC debuts. Alves 19-9 MMA record with 6 of his losses coming by submission. Pat Sabati's taking the fight on 8-day notice. He's a BJJ black belt with Renzo Gracie in Philly.
Hey, if you got a black belt under Gracie, that's pretty
Yeah,
damn impressive.
yeah, and he took this fight on 8-day notice, and he has 9 submission victories out of 13. He's 13-3 MMA record. 70% of his wins are by submission, so he's really well versed on the ground. Alves has wins over really great competition, though. When I was looking through it, he faced far better competition than Sabati, and both guys are relatively unknown.
I
So
think it's Sabatini. Pat Sabatini.
Pat Sabatini, what was I been saying? I've been saying something.
Sabati or something.
Sabatini. Yeah, sorry, Pat. Sorry about that, Pat. Maybe I should go with Pat now, but I'm not really sure. This one's so tough. I think I was just gonna go with Alves because, um, more experience. I saw like the level of competition of some guys that he was facing, and I forget what. Actually, I'll check right now what league he was in. He was fighting in Titan FC, so that's like a pretty big company. He's got wins over some great guys: Philip Douglas, Alejandro Flores. So I think I'm gonna go with Rafael Alves in this one.
This fight's very iffy for me too. I'm gonna stay away from it 100%. But I'm gonna take Sabatini. He fought at Cage Fury, I think, or what's it called? Yeah, Cage Fury Fighting Championships, and he was headlining like a bunch of cards. So I'm gonna take Sabatini in this one. He his last loss was due to an arm injury in 41 seconds into his fight against James Gonzalez. But before,
Yeah,
like discounting that, he hasn't lost since 2018. He's got a lot of submissions under his belt too, and he has a knockout. He got a knockout win in September. But like I said, both these guys are making their UFC debuts. It's hard to really judge where they're at physically. So, or like, it's hard to gauge where their talent level's at right now. So I'm gonna take Sabatini. Just based off of he kind of went on a tear in 2020. So
yeah.
I'll take him. He's a slight underdog, but it is what it is.
There
See
is
what
like
happens.
a
Again, this is a fight that I wouldn't play around with your money with. It's just not worth it.
there definitely is a path to victory for Sabatini. Like I said, seems like Alves loses by submission, 6 out of 9 losses. So there is, and Pat like as a BJJ black belt, like I said, 70% of his wins come by submission. So there is a path to victory for Pat Sabatini to win. But I just think Rafael Alves is gonna get it done.
I mean, Rafael Alves is the number one ranked pro lightweight out of over 1,100 fighters regionally. according to Tapology, and Sabatini is number 8. So you got 2 top level
in the regional rankings.
regional guys, but Alves was a lightweight, and now he's fighting at featherweight. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't like it when guys do that. Excuse me.
What'd you say?
I said I don't like it when guys do that. When they're so good at a certain weight and then they're like, I'm gonna drop down, be better. But a lot of times they're not better.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But we're disagreeing on the first one. I'm going Alves. Dan's going Sabatini. And I guess we'll go right into the next one. Sergey Spivak versus Jared Vandera.
Yeah, Jared the Mountain Vandera. 6'4", 80-inch reach. Big boy. I think we've covered Sergey Spivak before. He's young. They call him the polar bear. He fights out of Moldova. He has a win over Carlos Felipe most recently in July. He has losses to Walt Harris and Marcin Tybura on his record, but he also has beaten Tai Tuivasa, and Carlos Felipe. So this guy's 2-2 in the UFC. He's yet to make like a really big splash or climb, but I think he's improving. Looking at the odds for this fight, where is it? Spivak, Sergey Spivak. Why can't I find this anywhere?
Might not be listed just yet. It's early on that we're recording this.
No, Spivak is a -240 favorite, which is what I was expecting. So yeah, I definitely got Spivak in this fight. Listen, if you're gonna call yourself the Mountain, you better be like 6'8" and 265 pounds, cutting down like a Brock Lesnar. But
so that's what you're most offended by. This is that he's
yeah. I don't like how the guy calls himself the Mountain. Like John Jones is just as big as you.
All right.
Like Stefan Struve.
Oh, he just retired. He retired today.
Really?
Yeah.
R.I.P. to his career. Great career.
Love it. Great career. Dope. Yeah. Awesome fighter.
Also, like he was unfortunately on the highlight reel of many a great heavyweight.
So many knockouts.
So many times he got knocked out, like that were just legendary.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, he's done a lot though, and he did beat a lot of good guys. I think he has win over Stipe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy if that's the case. That's fucking nuts.
Let me see this real quick.
All right.
No, I dropped my.
But like you were
27 Soda Co.
like you were saying, I think Spivak has a really well-rounded game. He's got the takedowns and can also stand on the feet with like the best, like we've seen with Carlos Felipe and like these really heavy hitters. Vandera wins mostly by KO, has 2 submission losses and 2 decision losses. Spivak has shown that he can go 3 rounds. He's won 3 rounds on multiple occasions. I think Spivak is just going to get it done in this.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah, he can grind out wins, a lot of clinch time, stuff like that.
Yeah, he might. He could finish him too. There's a high probability of that happening, especially with heavyweights. And the main event's a heavyweight fight. I don't see the main event. The main event could go the distance, I guess. There's a decent amount of heavyweight fights in here.
I love that.
One I'm very excited for. We'll get to that as we get to it. But yeah.
But
Spivak?
Yeah, I was just gonna say one more thing. Spivak has wins over Tuivasa and Felipe, and has gone like full distance with Marcin Tybura. So and this Jared Vandera guy looks like there's holes in his game. I just am not gonna. Looks like there's holes in his ground game, to be specific. And then Spivak is just like an animal on the ground. Yeah, I'm going Spivak.
Yeah, Spivak all day.
Yep.
Much more confident in that pick than my last one. Yeah, so Polka Spivak, that'll bring us into the next one. Zahabi versus Draco Rodriguez. Is that the one you got?
Yep.
All right, yeah, I'll start off with Draco Rodriguez. Draco Rodriguez he actually was supposed to fight Zahabi back in December. The fight got scrapped. But but he did come off a Contender Series win where he got a triangle choke victory. 7-1 record. Ranked fairly high in the and it's a bantamweight fight, so these guys are definitely going to be there's going to be some serious output put in. Zahabi, on the other hand, is he's fighting at a TriStar. He's 33 years old though, and he's coming off of 2 straight losses to Ricardo Ramos and to Vince Morales. Before that, he had a victory over Reginaldo Vera in his UFC debut, and then he lost to a spinning back elbow to Ricardo Ramos, if you remember that, and then he took almost a 2-year break and lost a unanimous decision to Vince Morales. I think this is Draco Rodriguez, on the other hand, is 24 years old. The Great Dracolini is his nickname.
Terrible.
I love that.
Terrible.
I love that Zahabi's fighting out of the TriStar gym. I'm curious to see if he has any relation to Firas Zahabi, who obviously is head coach there. But I think he's kind of, the UFC is using him as kind of a stepping stone for Draco as he moves forward. He's like a young bull, you know. He's coming up. He's trying to make a run for it. He's got a good record. He's 24 years old. He's got plenty to improve on, I'm sure, but he definitely seems like an interesting prospect to watch in the future. So I'm gonna take Draco Rodriguez in this fight.
Zahabi came into the UFC with a lot of hype, didn't he? I thought he did, at least, and now, like you said, he's been on that 0-2 streak.
Yeah.
Zahabi's been out for 21 months. And I think he was out in between his last fight, you said, right? In between his last fight, he was out for a while.
His last fight, he was coming off of almost a 2-year layoff, and now he's coming off of a 1.5-year layoff.
Yeah, I do not like that at all.
I don't like that either. It's just
another 20-month layoff back to like that. You're never going to get into any sort of rhythm. That's crazy.
At 33 years old, that's not helping your case, no. You know? So, yeah, and it seems to go as the weight classes go down, you age quicker. So
power
yeah,
goes
I'm going to take Draco Rodriguez all day. I don't know if he finishes him, but he gets it done.
Yeah, Zahabi and Draco have similar games, I think, but just Rodriguez is better wherever the fight goes. Not to mention, Draco has an extensive 13-0 amateur record, so it might look like Zahabi has more experience with his age and everything, but I do think that we're talking about cage experience. They have similar, if not, Draco has a little bit more if you count his amateur record.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go Draco Rodriguez.
Yeah. Not much else to add to that. So that'll bring us into the next one. What do you have for that one?
Yeah, I got Chaz Skelly versus Jamal Emmers.
Yeah. Who do you got?
I got you want me to just go?
Yeah, going for it. Yeah. I'll take the next one.
Yeah, Skelly's been out for 17 months. Holds a 7-3 UFC record. He's fighting Jamal Emmers, who's 1-1 in the UFC. Actually has more cage time, even though he's like the newer UFC member. Skelly.
Skelly?
No, Jamal Emmers actually has more cage time, even though he's new to the UFC.
Yeah, he's 4 years younger also.
Yeah. Skelly absorbs almost 2 more strikes than he lands, and really has a game focused around grappling. Jamal Emmers has shown that his striking is high caliber, but actually has a good ground game with the BJJ brown belt.
Yeah, I agree.
And hasn't been taken down in his UFC career yet, even though it is short-lived, but still. I think Emmers will be able to stay on the feet with this one, just pick Skelly apart, stuff his takedowns.
Yeah, so you got Emmers?
Yeah, I got Emmers.
Yeah, I'm going to 100% agree with you there because Emmers is, Jamal Emmers has a split decision loss in his UFC debut against Giga Chikadze, who's an absolute
Dude, he won that fight. He won that fight. Look back round by round right now. I was looking at this before. He got
I would have to rewatch the
dude,
entire fight,
it's
but
it's a robbery. I looked at it, man.
still, either way, Giga Chikadze is a stud to
Stud.
watch for in the future. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Chas Skelly, on the other hand, he's got 4 years on him. He is a veteran. He's been fighting the UFC since 2015, 2014, actually. Yeah, he's been fighting the UFC since 2014, and he really hasn't made a name for himself. Not trying to discount the man or hate on him by any means, but like, if you've been in the UFC for 6 years, 7 years, and you haven't made a name for yourself yet, the odd, like, the fight makers, the like Dana White and what's his name, Sean Shelby, are gonna just feed you to the wolves, and Jamal Emmers seems like he's one of those wolves that they're gonna put him up against. I could see Jamal Emmers finishing this fight maybe in the first or second round.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree. We agree on that. We agreed on a lot of these so far. So we
only disagreed on the first one.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. So next we got Shanna Dobson versus Casey ONeil. Casey ONeil was 5-0. Casey King ONeil. She's 23 years old. She's another Scottish fighter fighting out of Tiger Muay Thai. I think that's in Thailand.
It is.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. She has a 5-0 record. 3 wins by decision, a TKO victory, and a submission victory, and then has a 4-2 amateur record dating back to 2014. But in 2014, she was only 17 years old, so like, you can't really hate her for losing back then.
Crazy.
Ever since, she's been undefeated. On the other hand, Shanna Dobson is like the hype killer, So I love Shanna Dobson. She went into that Maria Agapova fight as one of the biggest underdogs I've ever seen, and then pulled out that W. Yeah. She recently switched over to Elevation Fight Team. Obviously one of the best what's it called, fight teams out there, MMA gyms out there. Hang on. What's it called? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she trains under what's his name? Trevor Whitman, or she has trained under Trevor Whitman.
I like Trevor.
So I think as great of a career as Casey ONeil could have in the future, I'm actually going to take Shanna Dobson in this. I think she's resurged her career after moving to Elevation Fight Team. She showed that in her win against Maria Agapova, and I think that she gets another win, probably unanimous decision. She just grinds it out, makes it ugly. She's got a 4-4 record, but she's much better than that. She beat a high-level fighter her last fight. She's been in the UFC basically her entire career also, so
that's true.
A 4-4 record isn't that bad when you think about it that way. So yeah, I'm going to take Shanna Dobson. She's going to go back into that win column.
What this is a flyweight bout?
Mm-hmm.
ONeil is being listed at last weigh-in 115 pounds, even though that she's... You said this was a flyweight, right?
Yeah, it's a flyweight fight.
Natural straw weight, because that's a big difference, because Shanna Dobson is a big girl, Like, if that could be a big... No, she's listed at one... I wonder. What is her ranking at this weight? Oh, she's 3-0. So she's split back and forth in between. She's got a short career of only 5 fights.
Yeah, plus she's also very young, so
yeah,
we've yet to see which weight division really fits her. and I'm not as familiar with her as I am with Shanna Dobson, and I know Shanna Dobson does not mind taking on people with some hype on them because Agapova had a lot of hype on her when Shanna Dobson fought her, and Shanna Dobson won the fight. You know,
Yeah. I think I'm probably gonna disagree with you on just one on this one. Just I'm gonna go for if we're thinking decision, which I think this is definitely gonna go to. I think I like Casey O'Neill in the volume. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Casey O'Neill. But this is so tough. I don't like this one at all.
yeah, I'm not. This is another stay away from. Again, it's somebody new to the UFC.
How you gonna predict?
Um, you got a stud in Shanna Dobson.
Yeah,
Seeing where they're at, like if she could get through Shanna Dobson, then I'll be like, okay, this girl's serious.
yeah,
Um, but I would keep my money away from this fight. I wouldn't touch it.
yeah. I totally agree. We're gonna agree not to touch this one, but we're gonna disagree going for it. You're going to go with Dobson.
Yeah, I'll take
I'm gonna
Shanna.
go with O'Neill. And the next one on my list is Nate Weir versus Julian Erosa. Is that
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah,
You
Julian
got it.
Erosa was another one of those guys that had one of those huge upsets in 2020. He beat Sean Woodson. If I'm not mistaken, it could have been on that Shanna Dobson card. But it was a huge upset. Sean Woodson, is a crazy sniper on the feet, but he just
It wasn't, but still,
what?
it wasn't on the same card.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, okay.
It was on the Poirier Hooker card.
Nate Weir, on the other hand, is coming off a unanimous decision win from Darren the Damage Elkins. This fight, it has could be fight of the night. Both guys absorbs more strikes than they land. Weir averages more with better defense and accuracy, and is 85% takedown defense. Basically, like a sprawl and brawl type guy,
Mhm.
which you just love to see. Where Julian Rosa has a little bit more of a well-rounded game. He's got the ground game. He's got he's not afraid to strike with you. Um, but I think I'm gonna go Landwehr on this. I think I see a few like upside wise. Landwehr I think can be one of those guys to compete competitively at 145. Julian Erosa on the other hand is more like a stepping stone to maybe the top 20, the top 15, something like that. So I'm gonna go Nate Landwehr. Just outclasses him in this one.
Yeah, I think the fight's gonna be a little closer than like an outclassing, but I do agree with you. I think Landwehr's gonna take it. Looking at the odds are basically even. I'm seeing minus 115 for each. I'm
Wow.
seeing minus 105. Like
I
it's
really like Landwehr though. I really do.
I'm definitely more confident in Landwehr than the two other ones that we were iffy on
Right.
so far. Being Let me look at the
It's gonna
like
come down
the
to
Shanna Dobson or
right.
the Rafael Alves and Sabatini fight. This fight, I'm more confident in Landwehr being able to take it home.
This one other thing I wanted to point out is Julian Rosa seems to lose by KO. Little questioning of his chin right here. 4 KO. He's got 8 losses. 4 by KO. 4 by decision. He's 3-4 when he goes to decision too, which sucks. And Nate Landwehr is 6-1 when he goes to decision, and has been KO'd once, subbed once, and 1 decision loss. He's got 3 total losses. So
Hmm.
one in each. But I do think that this is just lined up for Nate Landwehr to win.
Yeah, I agree. The odds show that it's very even though.
I know
So
it's because of that grappling game of Julian Erosa, but Julian Erosa's grappling game is not that good. They're talking like Julian Erosa gets 1 win against someone good, and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, now he can actually compete. He had 3 straight losses before that to Devontae Smith, Grant Dawson, and Julio Ars. So
yeah,
does have a win over Jamal Emmers. Pretty
it
good.
is. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. So are we agreeing on this?
Um, on Nate Landwehr?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
We agreed a long time ago. All
We're agreeing on that one.
right, so that'll bring us into the next one. We got Eddie Wyland, obviously savvy UFC vet against John Sexy Mexi Castaneda. um, Great nickname, honestly.
You like
I was
that?
gonna hate on the nickname for a second, and then I was like, honestly, that's pretty funny. Um, that's one of a kind. You know, I don't know any other fighter
Funny to
that goes
you.
by Sexy Mexi. You know, you'll find a bunch of sugars or spiders out there, but you don't find a bunch of Sexy Mexis out there. But both have lost 3 of their last 4.
Dude, this fight is terrible.
Yeah,
is
Eddie
trash.
Wineland,
Hot
I think I mean, his last fight, he got one of the KOs of the year where Sean O'Malley just laid him out with one punch.
Gundam.
But before that, he had a win. He got a win striking. He knocked out Grigory Popov, but then had losses to John Dodson, who's a stud. You can't hate on that guy, and Alejandro Perez. The odds are pretty even on this. I don't know. I'm not sure about Eddie Wineland's future about future in the UFC.
Well, Eddie
I don't know what
Wineland,
he's getting paid. But he's back to the undercards now, which kind of sucks. You know, like he was up there for as a contender only just a couple of years ago, and he's just piled on losses since. But I don't know if Sexy Maxi's got enough for him. I'm gonna take Eddie Wineland in this fight. I think he's gonna use his UFC experience, and he's just a flat out vet, you know, like he's been in the game for so long. He knows what to do in almost every position. He's been in almost every position. He's been knocked out. He's knocked people out. He's been almost subbed. You know, like he just knows how to work it. And I think he'll be able to overcome whatever Castaneda's game plan is, and he'll get the dub.
Yeah, say what you want about Eddie Wineland. He's one of the toughest dudes. And he's got some heavy hands. His last 3 wins have all been KOs. Castaneda hasn't been KO'd since 2014, but Wyland has an astonishing 29% striking accuracy. So really, really poor striking accuracy. That's like some Macy Barber invisible punching type striking accuracy.
Little tangent real quick. Macy Barber was throwing strikes from 10 feet away, and I'm like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. It's a waste of energy.
Like you just and like Grasso's sitting there, you know, like bouncing around. You know, she always has chin down, hands up, does the right thing, keeps moving around, you know, and it's just like, all right, like waste your energy on that. I'll waste my energy on punching you in the face.
Right.
But I rewatched that fight after you said the first round was close. The first round wasn't close. Alexa Grasso 29-28 all day.
It was razor thin, razor close.
No, it was not razor thin. Go rewatch it. Go rewatch that first round.
Eddie Wyland has 83% takedown defense, but even saying that, like, this fight is so gross, I am gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Wyland in this one. Just experience. You know, he's won, but he's lost a lot. But he's won a lot. He's won 6 UFC fights. Out of 14, but still. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, Dan. I'm gonna go Wyland. And
I like to see that.
Right into the next one, Drakkar Klose versus Luis Pena. Is that the next one you got?
Yeah.
Yeah. Klose has a 11-1 MMA record, 5-2 in the UFC. He's fighting tough winner Luis Pena, who has an 8-3 MMA record, 4-3 in the UFC. Really fights a lot. I really like Luis Pena for that. He's new to the UFC and already has 7 UFC fights, catching up to Drakkar Klose, who fights fewer and fewer, I feel like, every year. Pena has some great movement in the cage, striking wise. Close had a really one-sided fight against Bobby Green, where Bobby Green just picked him apart, but Bobby Green lost a decision. I think Pena does something similar to that in this fight. I do like Drakkar Close, but I don't know. I think I like Luis Pena a little more. This fight
Was
is.
Drakkar Close the guy who rocked Beneil Dariush and then Dariush ended up knocking him out? That was the fight, right?
Let me check because I can check the takedowns right on this thing. Give me 1 second.
Well, it's not takedowns; it's knockdown.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It was like I'm pretty sure it was like a flurry where he rocked Dariush and Dariush came back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the fight.
There was only one knockdown in that fight, and Dariush had it.
No, it was Frank. That's the fight. That's the fight.
That's the fight.
I'm 100% sure. Yeah,
I'm looking at the stats, but I don't know. I don't remember what happened. Yeah. That being said,
you're gonna take Pena in this fight.
I'm gonna take Pena in this fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to 100% disagree with you right there. I think Drakkar Close is actually a stud, and I think that he. I know he's coming off of a loss to Neil Dariush, but he does have a win over Christos Giagos, Lando Venata, Bobby Green, Mark Diakis, and a loss to David Tamer, and throw that in there too. But yeah, I think this that was just some disrespect on my boy Drakkar right there, man. I think he's a stud.
I think that you're underestimating Luis Pena.
No, I've watched Luis Pena fight. It's just I don't know. It's just like I see a knockout coming. I think Drakkar Close is gonna knock him out in the first or second. Honestly.
I mean, I did have high hopes for Drakkar Close, but he fought one time in 2020. Luis Pena has fought 2 times in 2020, 3 times in 2019. I just need to see more output.
Drakkar Close almost knocked out Beneil Dariush before he left himself open and got hit by Beneil Dariush.
Luis Pena fought 5 times. Drakkar Close fought 2 times in the same exact span.
But one of higher competition, I think.
Yeah, he fought Beneil Dariush, but Christine,
and he almost knocked Beneil Dariush out.
I don't know if he did. The stats are not saying that. He's got 1 knockdown.
Dude, watch the replay. It's the infamous replay.
Where you want me to? You want to watch it? I don't know what it is. I'm telling you.
Dude, watch it. I'm telling you. He rocks Dariush. Dariush is all stumbling, and then boom, rocks him, and then chases him across the cage.
I'm filming a podcast. You want me? How am I gonna watch it?
Dude, I'm telling you, Drakkar Close is gonna knock out Pena.
Tell me this. Why doesn't he have a takedown here? Why isn't it listed on the UFC stats website that he had a knockdown? I mean, that he had a knockdown.
He didn't knock him down. He had a wobble.
But that's what you said. You said you knocked him down.
I didn't say he knocked him down. I never said he knocked him down. I said he rocked him. I said he rocked him.
Is that the one where Drakkar Close knocked down?
I said rocked. And then rocked Beneil Dariush, and then Dariush came back and then knocked him out. It was like a flurry of exchange. It was like a 30-second fucking brawl, and Drakkar Close ended up getting knocked out in it.
Well, you're changing your story.
We have videotape. We'll go back and see it.
I know. I have the videotape. I look at it endlessly.
But yeah, I got Drakkar Close by knockout.
Wow, I got Luis Pena probably by decision. And did you see? I'm guessing you didn't see that Bobby Green fight.
I didn't see the Bobby Green fight.
The Drakkar Close Bobby Green fight.
No, what happened there?
Outclassed him on the feet, picked him apart.
Drakkar Close did?
No, Bobby Green.
Then why did Drakkar Close get the?
It was a robbery, dude.
It was unanimous.
You gotta watch it.
All right, I gotta go back. But even losing to Bobby Green, I think very highly of Bobby Green compared to Luis Pena. You know,
Yeah, that 5-inch reach advantage is huge though too.
that Pena has.
And Pena's very like he off his back, he can still be, you know,
Dude, he's 6'3". He is very long and lanky for the 155-pound division.
yeah.
But I just see him getting his head knocked off in this fight. I'm sorry.
Has he has Pena ever been knocked out before?
He looks like somebody that's been knocked out before, but I'm not sure. He hasn't been. This will be the first time he gets knocked out.
He hasn't been knocked out and he fought Kama Worthy. So
Yeah, and he got finished by him.
yeah, but he didn't get knocked out.
Either way. Oh, dude, his name is Violent Bob. His nickname is Violent Bob Ross. I do love that. Let's see what the odds are. We're really disagreeing on this one. This is the hardest we've ever disagreed with each other. Drakkar Close is a minus 190 favorite, minus 200 favorite.
Yeah, you're acting like it was a minus 600.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, my bad. My thing fucked up. Dude, I just got Drakkar Close by knockout.
Yeah, I got Luis Pena by decision. And we're gonna move right into the next one.
Yeah, we got a little heated there. That was awesome.
Jared Gordon versus Danny Chavez. Jared Gordon has a 16-4 MMA record, 4-3 in the UFC, taking on Danny Chavez, 11-3 MMA record, 1-0 in the UFC. Jared Gordon, a really well-rounded MMA fighter, lands 5 strikes, only absorbs 3, 60% defense, averages 3 takedowns, a takedown around, 62% takedown defense. His major downfall, though, is his chin. He's got 4 KO losses.
Yep.
10 out of Chavez's 14 fights have gone to decision. Doesn't really have punching power. I'm going to go Jared Gordon all the way in this one.
Interesting. I'm going to disagree again. I'm going to take Danny Chavez by TKO.
Chavez by TKO.
Danny Chavez, what are they fighting at?
Featherweight.
Featherweight, yeah. Danny Chavez he's 1-3 of his last 4 by knockout. So he can hit hard. He had 2 losses back in 2016, but ever since 2016 he's been undefeated. I know it's only 4 fights since 2016.
Right. He's actually older than
been undefeated since then. So I definitely got some, and he just looks like, I don't know, just looking at him, I could just see him being just a stud. I know he's a little bit up, he's getting up there in age. He's 33. But Jared Gordon's not
really
32. They're like the same age. So I don't think age really has a factor. I think that Gordon's chin is going to be a factor, and I think that Chavez gets it done by TKO.
Chavez wins. He's got 11 wins total, 3 by KO, and then 8 by decision. He's 8-2 when it goes to distance. Jared Gordon is 8-0 when it goes to distance. So Jared Gordon fought some tough guys. Again, you're not giving Jared Gordon the respect he deserves. He fought Charles Oliveira.
He got knocked out by Charles Oliveira.
What's up?
He got knocked out in a minute by Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, but he fought. I just said he fought him.
Yeah, but getting knocked out in a minute by him isn't like
standing in the ring with him for a minute doesn't give you any experience with a guy that's a number 1 contender.
Well, now he is. But like every time he's fought. If I said fought,
but you don't think he had, all right, whatever.
Dude, I'm not discounting Jared Gordon. I think he is.
No, you just said
nickname Flash. I like it. The 68-inch.
His nickname has nothing to do with it.
I know. I just like to bring the nicknames into it. Their reach is identical. Basically 67 for Chavez, 68 for Gordon. But I'm looking more recent. Recently, Chavez has been knocking people out. You said he has 8 decision wins, but he has 3 of his last 4 wins are by knockout. So if you take, it's looking at the general overall rather than a sample, and I'm looking at the smaller sample size from when since 2016 on, looking at 2018, 2019, where he's been knocking guys out. So I do got I have faith that Danny Chavez could finish Jared Gordon.
You're right. Danny Chavez did have those 3 KO victories against guys who were 8-8, 6-0, and 6-2.
It
So
was regional fights.
really high level competition.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
And we're gonna disagree.
Was that a shot just fired?
Shots fired. I'm going Gordon. Dan's going Chavez.
We one of us is gonna gloat on the other one on Saturday. I can't wait.
That's for sure. What do you have next? Arlovski versus Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can both agree on this one.
This one is Andre Arlovski should have lost to Tanner Boser.
He won that fight though. He won that fight.
He won that fight. You cannot let it go to decision. That was gross.
Tanner Boser, I feel like, just got starstruck. He was like,
Bit of
I used to watch you as a little kid. Now I'm fighting you.
He doubled his striking output though.
Tom Aspinall is a whole nother beast though. This guy, I've been saying it. I've been putting an asterisk. Watch Tom Aspinall in 2021. And he's got a fight against Andre Arlovski, a big vet who has had questionable chin
right
throughout his career. I think that the UFC is aligning Tom Aspinall to get a performance of the night bonus. Yeah, Tom Aspinall has just looked incredible in his first 2 fights in the UFC. They've combined his first 2 fights have gone 45 seconds and then 1 minute and 35 seconds with a knockout. So I think he gets it done rather quickly and knocks out Andre Arlovski in the first round.
Yeah, Andre Arlovski coming off like that crazy win, like I said, to Tanner Boser. I don't know how. Tom Aspinall on fire, although he did fight 2 wins over fat Jake Collier and Alan.
Hey, Jake Collier didn't look too bad. He won his last fight.
Yeah, no, he did look good in that one fight against who did I forget who he fought in that. Parker Porter.
I don't care about Jake Collier.
Yeah, I think it was Parker Porter or something. But Aspinall, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that I'm a little shaky about because he really fought. He hasn't fought anyone, Tom Aspinall. He's so ripe to the sport. He's brand new to it, so I don't know if he's. I'm a little bit. I don't know what the odds. Do you know the odds on this?
Look it up right now. Let's see. -245 Aspinall.
Yeah, but see, I am a little. Andre Arlovski could grind out a win. An old Andre Arlovski loves to just go to decision and get decision wins. So I am afraid he's just going to be super boring and, just like control time.
One thing I'll say.
What?
I had to cut you off, but Andre Arlovski has evolved over the times. Same thing with Overeem. Yes. They've both evolved over multiple generations of MMA and have become great fighters. So taking nothing away from Andre Arlovski. I love Andre Arlovski.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's gonna win this fight. I hate to say he's a stepping stone, but he's a stepping stone. Tom Aspinall is gonna be a perennial top 10 heavyweight to watch in the future. I said the same thing about Cyril Gane, and that we'll be covering that next week. His fight against Rosenstrike.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I can't wait for that.
I got Gane.
Yeah, of course.
At least we're starting to agree again.
Yeah, that's true. This is closer in my head though, just because Andre Arlovski could just like close the distance. Tom Aspinall hasn't really gone. How many times has he gone to decision? I think one time. Like I'm just worried about after he gets out of the first round. But I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Tom Aspinall.
Yeah. One of his losses is due to an illegal 12-6 elbow.
I saw that he was just beating him up too bad.
Yeah, and the other loss he got caught in a heel hook. So, and he has a boxing win in in 2017. So his stand up is just nasty, and I don't think Andre Arlovski is. I mean, Andre Arlovski might surprise us and just show up
Yeah,
and take
I
it to
mean,
the ground. That would probably be his best bet, but I think Tom Aspinall starches him.
there's two scenarios. It's if Arlovski's chin can hold up, or if Arlovski can just hold him up against the cage.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He either gets knocked
yeah,
out or it goes 3 rounds.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It's a we'll see type of situation, but I think we're both pretty confident
Yeah,
in Tom Aspinall.
totally. You want to move on to the next one? Nasruddin Imanov versus Phil Hawes.
Yeah, you wanna take the lead on this one?
Yeah, both guys 9-2 records, 1-0 in the UFC. Phil Hawes beat Robert Whitaker's training partner in his debut. Remember that guy?
Yeah,
Really awful, terrible record. Didn't deserve to be there. And showed to have Imanov showed to have the better striking out of the two, in my opinion. I watched both of their first fights.
yeah, but Phil Hawes had a nasty knock. Like
Phil Hawes has the heavier punches for sure. He's got the heavier punches without
they call him Megatron for a reason.
Yeah, I think Imavov is the overall better mixed martial artist, though.
And he's only 24 years old.
So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with him in this. I know that Phil Hawes. I've seen Phil Hawes lose though already. You know, I think he lost his Contender Series fight.
Did he?
I'm gonna go Imavov.
Yeah, he did lose a Contender Series fight to Marquez.
Mm-hmm. So it's tough. It's gonna be both guys have like very similar stats. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I'm gonna go Imavov.
Yeah, this is a really fight. This is really really hard. This is the third fight I would say stay away from. It's like the risk and reward, you know, like
Yeah,
Phil Hawes could definitely catch Imavov,
totally.
put him out. But I'm looking at Nasruddin Imavov's record, and he's definitely a stud, you know, like
he is.
He's well rounded. He's definitely got a better grappling game than Phil Hawes. They call him the Russian sniper. He's only 24. What division are they fighting? This fight. This is
at 185.
At 185. Yeah. So Phil Hawes is a massive,
huge. But we just saw with that fight versus Vera versus Hernandez, or this past weekend at UFC 258, that does not mean anything.
If you gas yourself out.
If you gas yourself out, it doesn't matter how many how much weight you lift. Hernandez walked in there just looking like he was chilling. He looked like Nate Diaz body, you know, just like a regular dude.
Yeah.
In there and just fucking.
And the other guy looked like Yoel Romero.
Yeah, exactly. So that means
Phil Hawes could be a Yoel Romero.
Yeah, but you know what? Yoel Romero, so easy to stop him. Everyone learned how to stop his game. He stopped getting wins. Couldn't win.
I mean, it was against who? Robert Whitaker. And first of all, the second Robert Whitaker fight he won.
I have no.
The Paulo Costa fight was incredibly razor thin, close fight, and the Adesanya fight was boring, but it was a close fight too.
I have to agree with Dana White. I think that I'm glad that he got cut. Honestly, I didn't enjoy so many of his fights. So many of his fights were boring.
I mean, when he was coming up though, like that knockout over Chris Weidman,
yeah, back in like 2014, he was good with like Derrick. He fought Machida.
And the Robert Whitaker wars were great.
Yeah, back in I would say 2013, 2016, he was
even 2018, 2019.
He got but he came into the sport really late. So I'm gonna.
I wish Yoel Romero was 25.
Yeah. You know?
It's a shame that the Cubans age differently.
They do. It's something in the water over there.
That's a compliment.
That is a compliment to you Cubans watching out there. We're going to agree.
Actually, I never gave my prediction. I said it was very close and stay away from, but
But
uh, I think there's a 50-50 chance Phil Hawes catches him with something big and knocks him out. So I'm gonna take Phil Hawes.
Phil Hawes.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance there's gonna be a lot of knockouts on this fight card.
All right, awesome.
All right, so next we got Alexei Olenek. What's his nickname? It's like
Boa Constrictor.
oh yeah, great nickname for him and the way he fights. He literally is a boa constrictor. He's coming off of a knockout loss to Derrick Lewis after he did do his thing in the first round and got Derrick Lewis to the ground, which we'll be talking about more in the future. Before that, he had wins over Maurice Green and Fabricio Verdum. He has wins over Mark Hunt, Travis Brown, like he's got Drake Roshall, like Mirko Krokop, like Alexei Olenek's definitely been around the block. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
One thing though is he is vulnerable to getting caught, in my opinion. Chris Daukaus, his last two fights, like he's honestly looked really good, and just like looking at him, I didn't really, you know, you don't expect like, oh, this guy's a knockout artist, but he kind of is a knockout artist, and I think that he's able to stop the takedowns that Olenek's definitely going to try to do and the clinch work that he's going to do. Daukaus, I'm pretty sure is the heavier guy.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Alexei Olenek doesn't weigh in very.
He's like 235, I would say. 240.
Last weigh-in was 227.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, and he was fighting Derrick Lewis and got him down to the ground.
That's crazy.
You know,
Chris Daukaus is at least 255.
What?
I would say Chris Daukaus is at least 255.
He's definitely a bigger boy. Yeah, so I'm gonna think he's gonna be able to stop the clinch, and he's gonna be able to stop it on the feet. So yeah, another TKO prediction for me. Yeah, Chris Daukaus gets it done. I'm not saying he's cream of the crop when it comes to the heavyweight division, but I think he beats Olenek in this fight. But Olenek is a stud with over 80 fights or something like that.
75.
Yeah, that's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And 43 years old, still fighting. You gotta respect the guy.
Totally.
Much respect. Long arms, 80-inch reach. You love to see that, but I think Daukaus gets the finish in this fight.
Yeah, Daukaus has really showed some high-level striking. He's averaging 10 strikes per minute at 62% accuracy and 67% defense, only absorbing 3. At first, I was leaning towards Olenek. Experience, I've seen he knows how to win, total gamer. But we saw what happens when he faces really elite strikers, really heavy-handed hitters. Like Rosenstrike, and he lost to Sakai, I believe, too. Olenek has 8 KO, TKO losses in his career, and he's 43 years old now, and coming off one. I think that's a real problem.
His last 3 losses have been by knockouts by Alistair Overeem, Walt Harris, and Derrick Lewis.
Yeah, so I'm starting to see a pattern. I do think Chris Daukaus is a high level striker. I don't know anything about we haven't really seen anything else with his game. I do think his brother
done so quickly.
His brother at Kyle Daukaus at 185 or 170. I don't know what he fights at. He's fun to watch. Really interesting. Daukaus. Yeah, great on the ground too. Just great jiu-jitsu.
The Daukaus brothers will never be the Diaz brothers.
No, never. But still, really good. And I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go Daukaus KO.
Yeah, first or second round.
Yeah.
Olenek might slip his way down into
Mhm.
that little front headlock thing where he just kind of contorts your spine, but you just got to tough it out.
I
And
cannot believe he weighs in at that. That is like fucking crazy to me.
the guy's just like, I don't want to cut weight.
Yeah. It's like, and he wins. It's
Yeah,
fucking,
no, he wins.
it's
He's
unbelievable.
dope. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I just
of
don't think he's gonna
course.
win.
If you're an MMA fan, you're a fan of his. But we're both gonna agree against them, right, Dan?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we're gonna agree. We're gonna go with Chris Dawkins. Moving to the next one, Charles Rosa versus Derrick Minor. Charles Rosa, 13-4 MMA record, 4-4 in the UFC. Taking on MMA veteran Derrick Minor, who has a 25-11 MMA record, 1-1 in the UFC. This is like a really, really strange fight to me. I don't know why it's so high on this card. Derrick Minor has 22 of his 25 wins have come by submission. Rosa has seen some of the best at featherweight. Yair Rodriguez, Shane Burgos, Bryce Mitchell, and
Nice Seaver.
yeah, exactly. And that's actually the big person I wanted to bring up was Bryce Mitchell. Um, Rosa
The
lost that.
hillbilly, right?
Yeah, but he like gets people in twisters and shit.
Yeah. The
Um,
hillbilly that's great at
yeah,
jujitsu.
yeah. But I was saying I was looking through that and I was like, he lost via unanimous decision to Bryce Mitchell. Like Bryce Mitchell couldn't even submit him. So I was like, I don't know if Mitchell is going to be able to submit Rosa. Um,
Minor, you mean, or Minor?
Minner, yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to submit Rosa. I think Miner's game is kind of one sided, and we saw that with we saw what happened to one sided fighters versus Vieira versus Fernandez, bringing that up all night. That underdog pick the other day.
Yeah.
One sided fighters don't usually win.
So you're gonna take Rosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the ATT guy,
Derek Miner.
Charles Rosa.
Oh, you're taking Rosa too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Rosa as well.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I just like he gets a lot of submissions, but then he got submitted by Grant Dawson. Like
Yeah.
he lost in the Contender Series to Herbert Burns by a triangle choke.
Mm-hmm.
So he can get submitted as well.
Can I throw in one more thing?
Yeah.
Rosa was able to outstrike Shane Burgos before Burgos KO'd him. He actually outstruck him, but
Hurricane Shane.
he didn't win. And so basically he didn't get submitted by Bryce Mitchell, and he outstruck Shane Burgos. I mean, he lost those fights, but still, we took a lot from it.
He's a well-rounded fighter. That's why.
Yeah, he is for sure. Yeah, totally. So
he's an ATT guy. ATT guys are all well-rounded.
That's good. We're agreeing. I think we're going to agree on a lot of these for the main card. We're both agreeing on Charles Rosa.
Yeah.
Right into the co-main.
Co-main. We got Caitlin Vieira against Yana Kuniskaya. There we go. Caitlin Vieira, 11-1 record, with her only loss being a knockout loss to Irene Aldana. But Irene Aldana is basically a 135-pound version of Alexa Grasso. They're sparring partners. They trained, they have great fundamental boxing. So that will happen. Somebody's gonna get, you'll get caught. But she bounced back, and she was actually scheduled to fight Yana 2 times in 2020, and the fight got canceled. She was able to get a fight against Sijara Eubanks back in September, where she got a unanimous decision victory. Where I thought I wasn't on the Vera train on that fight. I was definitely wrong. I remember being wrong on that one. So I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I think that this fight is going to be a pretty close fight. I could see it being 29-28. Yana is she might have the size on Vieira by a decent amount. She's fought in Chris Cyborg before.
At
Um,
bantamweight?
yeah, like if you even have time, like that's somebody. If you fought against Chris Cyborg and headlined a UFC event with it, that's pretty big.
That is.
Since the Cyborg fight, she's 3-4. I mean 3-1. With her only loss being to Aspen Ladd, who Aspen Ladd is a, arguably top 5 bantamweight at the age of 25. So she's been doing her thing. I'm pretty sure she tore her ACL recently, so hopefully a speedy recovery on that. I actually was originally going to take Caitlin Vieira all day, but now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm thinking it's going to be a lot closer of a fight than than I originally thought. Vera does have a solid resume with wins over Ashley Evans Smith, Sarah McMahon, and Kat Zingano. She finished Sarah McMahon back in 2017 with an arm triangle. So she definitely has well-rounded skills. Could definitely fight on the ground for sure. Um, but I think Yana's gonna be the bigger girl in the fight, and yeah, I'm gonna take the underdog in this one. She's a pretty solid underdog too. Looking, let me see, it was down here. Yeah, she's a plus 225 underdog, plus 200, plus 231. I'm seeing a lot of plus 200, like the over plus 200. She's definitely a 2-1 underdog in that fight, and I don't think that it's that one sided. Like
Yeah, I agree. It
should
is
be more.
pretty.
It should be more even than that.
I
So
totally agree. It's close. A lot closer than it says.
yeah, I'm gonna take Yana in this fight. I think she kind of outmuscles her and uses her size
Yeah,
and just can just win a fight 29-28.
yeah. I'm gonna disagree with you. I think, but I do agree that it is close. Vieira has judo and BJJ black belts with 92% takedown defense and averages 2 takedowns a fight. Um, Yana also gets 2 takedowns, but at 33% defense and only 1 submission victory. So you don't really have to worry about Yana working off her back, and like Vieira doesn't have to worry about submission getting subbed.
Yeah,
Um, I think Vieira is gonna abuse the lack of takedown defense and get the submission victory here.
that's a high. There's a high probability that happens as well.
Yeah,
But the like just the odds, I just don't think that it's a 2-1 underdog.
yeah, I agree with you.
Yana, just I would put money on Yana over putting money on Vieira unless you're going with like a parlay or something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I'm
Yeah, that's an interesting underdog to take. I like it. It's sizable, so I like that for sure.
Yeah, I actually 10 minutes ago I had a different opinion, like,
Uh,
and I might change
that
my
happens.
opinion. You keep up with the Twitter, the opinions can always change over
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
That's why Connor gave me a perfect 10-0, but I didn't give myself a perfect 10-0. I
Yeah,
gave myself a solid
I
9.
totally did. 100% perfect 10-0, without a doubt.
Um, but yeah, I think that I don't know. I just see Yana getting a decision win in this fight.
Again, I disagree with the UFC making this a co-main event. The fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
There's better fights on
Engaged to
under.
what's his name? Tiago Santos.
Nate Land Weir needs to be on this fucking card right now
Isn't
too.
that weird?
What'd you say?
Yana Yana is engaged to Tiago Santos.
Really?
Yeah.
That's I never knew that.
It might be a rough 2 weeks for them
Yeah,
because
that's
he's fighting Alexander Rakic next week.
and he. I think Rachik's gonna win. Rachik is fucking beast.
Yeah, I mean Tiago's got that power though. So
Yeah, but
you
so
never
does
know.
Rachic does too, dude. Crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be I would almost guarantee a finish in that fight.
Yeah. So we're gonna
As we're
disagree,
getting
right?
ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we'll worry about that next
I'll
week.
take Yana in this fight,
All right.
but I'm not very confident in it. I would say 4 fights I would stay away from in this card.
Okay. So we're disagreeing. Dan's going Yana. I'm going Vera. And
Yeah, with
fight,
little confidence.
little confidence. Yeah, that's a
But
tough
I'll
one.
take her.
The odds are showing that it isn't close, but we think it's a lot closer.
Yeah, I'm already. I actually might already switch my decision to Vera over.
You think so?
Yeah, well, we
It
already
didn't
have.
even end yet. All right, that's fine because I can switch
Like
it.
maybe just throw this over at the end.
Right.
We
I'll
both got
cut to it.
Yana.
Yeah. All right. So we are
We both are again. We both got Caitlin Vera. I mean,
next fight Curtis Blaydes versus Derrick Lewis, the main event. I thought last week's matchup, Burns, was a mismatch. I honestly think this is even more a mismatch. Total mismatch of fighting styles. Derrick Lewis is great, especially since he started training because he recently came out and said like he would never train before. He would just always go out there and hit guys really hard and it worked. So he never had to train. And now he's actually training and stuff. So it's really great to see. He's like progressing.
yeah,
But
but he's not going to be able to stop the takedowns of Curtis Blaydes, and Curtis Blaydes is going to want no part of those hands from Derrick Lewis.
I totally agree. Blaydes' wrestling is some of the best in MMA. He averages 7 takedowns a fight, and he's fighting top 5 in the heavyweight division in the UFC, and he's still averaging 7 takedowns a fight.
And gone.
Right, he's up there too. Oh wait, did we lose you?
Yeah.
We lost you. Hang on one sec.
Yeah.
There you are.
All right.
All right, let me go right back into it. Blaydes, not to mention Blaydes, has some great defensive boxing. Derrick Lewis's weakness is his ground.
Besides getting caught by Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, that's true. Like
Twice.
those two guys are the best at the heavyweight division, basically. I would put, and Derrick Lewis is probably like 5. I think Blaydes is able to just exploit Derrick Lewis.
What about Stipe?
Yeah, no, 3, top 3.
Yeah.
Stipe, I think is 1. Honestly,
Blaydes, though.
Yeah, I think Stipe beats both of them. I think.
We'll get into that when we get into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Blaydes in this one for sure. Though that's Derrick Lewis's like he's bad on the ground. Derrick Lewis. That's his one. It's not a good matchup for styles.
He was getting taken down by a guy who was 30 pounds lighter than him in this last fight.
Yeah, this is a mess.
Yeah, and Blaydes is not the type of guy to just like lay on, you know.
He's going 100% for 5 rounds.
But I think Derrick Lewis has enough chin.
For sure. He's not knocking him out. Oh, dude, you're lagging again. Dan, hurry up again.
Good?
Yeah, hurry up though. Make your picks so we can before it lags out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar to the Blaydes Volkov fight where Blaydes just continuously takes the fight down and grinds out the decision win.
Yeah, totally. Bigger match than last week.
This is lock.
Do you agree that Usman and Burns was less of a lock than this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I give Derrick Lewis a puncher's chance in MMA, not in boxing. A puncher's chance in boxing basically means you got no shot. Yeah. But in MMA, you still got a solid shot. So Derrick Lewis can always have that puncher's chance. He could knock him out, but more likely than not, Curtis Blaydes gets it done.
Really quick before we go, we're both going to agree Curtis Blaydes. Do you have a lock of the week that you are most confident on?
This one.
This one?
Yeah. This one and Tom Aspinall.
Okay. Yeah, I
How
agree.
you?
This one I think is totally a mismatch. I'm going 100% Blaydes. I guess this if I had to pick another one, a lot of Charles Rosa. Give me Charles Rosa.
I
That's
like. Yeah, I wouldn't.
a
I
lot of
wouldn't
close
go as
fights.
far to say that's a lock though.
Yeah, it's hard to say that's a lock. Yeah, but the main event lock, that's fine. I'll any day of the week right there. I
Yeah.
also like Vera, but not a lock either.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.